Welcome to Ottawa Eats. I'm your host, Tom Schoch, and I think I got enough change here for a couple of games, maybe some Perogies. House of Targ, that's where we are today. Welcome to Ottawa Eats. This is the man behind this really, don't take this the wrong way, crazy vision. Because it's not often that you see a place like this, especially here in the city of Ottawa. And if you're looking for this place, first of all, tell people where they can find it.
We're located at the corner of Bank and Sunnyside, right across from the Mayfair Theatre, 1077 Bank Street.
All right, and there's also a Twitter account that you guys have that's pretty active too.
Yeah, it's House of Targ, yeah.
All right, so now that's all about the future and new technology, but we're talking old technology. So this place is really unique because it has a lot of games from your childhood. I remember growing up, and we were saying this off camera, that I used to play at Becker's. The new arcade game would always come in, and that's where you kind of would test it out. But this is some of the coolest games that I've ever seen. These are all pinball machines. Tell us, why pinball machines?
Well, pinball machines, one of the draws, I think, is you've got that sort of, like we were saying, the rustic sort of feel. It's something, a memory that a lot of the sort of older folks are into. And the younger kids is I think the draw that pinball has is the games are never the same when you play them.
Right.
So every time you play them, the game outcome's always different. We kind of say there's actual, like, a real live multiplayer as opposed to the console games. You're not talking on the phone anymore. You're actually you're physically there playing with people, and it's much more social, and it's an entertaining, fun way to just play and let loose.
Yeah. Now these games. Now you were saying, which is the oldest game here? It's this one right over here.
This one right here is Genie, which we have is one of our oldest. Yeah.
Now these games that you get, you don't get these brand new. These are older pinballs that you get. You guys refurbish these, or how does it work?
Correct. Most of the games we will purchase. And fix them up. There's a couple people that work for us that have been involved in the pinball community for years and years and years. So much as Jeff, who's Jeff Parr, has his own Pinhead Amusements, and he worked at the Imperial Arcade on Bank Street, just farther down many years ago. And then Josh McKay is one of our other pinball operators, and he's getting into doing a lot in the repairing and all that stuff of all the machines. So like we said, we buy a lot of the machines and fix them up and bring them in. And we have a lot more machines than what's currently here, so that the machines constantly get rotated in and rotated out. Okay. Yeah.
All right. Now, what's your favorite game that you've got here right now?
Right now, currently, Spider-Man's got to be my favorite game.
So all these different games you've got all these different pinball games. You've also got some of the other arcade games. I see NBA Jam is over there as well. You got a bunch of different stuff, but there's also entertainment that you offer here on a regular basis too, correct?
Yes, correct. I mean, the main purpose for this place was to create a music venue. That was kind of like, so we did like special event things. So we're open from Thursday through Sunday, and Thursday, Friday, Saturday, there's always live music. We just felt that the atmosphere with the machines and the pinball and the music community kind of coincide very well. They complement each other. So yeah, our main purpose is music. I mean, that's how this bar sort of came to be. Came out of an old rehearsal complex that myself and Paul Granger, one of the other co-owners, sort of ran and housed up to 30 bands practice there. And so we started with one pinball machine in that place, and then that kind of, actually the first game we ever got, I shouldn't say was a pinball machine, it was the video game Targ. Hence the House of Targ. Okay. That was given to us by Josh, one of the operators, and he kind of infected the bug with us. And then we got one pinball machine, and then a lot of the bands that were practicing there were all into it, and we started hosting shows once a month, like the last Friday of every month, and those shows started getting really popular, and we started seeing that there was something there. There was an interest for the pinball and interest for the music and just that sort of thing, and it was just growing and growing, and that place, you could pack 30 people in, and it was shoulder to shoulder.
Yeah.
now it's nice. We've 180 people you can get in here, and so, and you know, big sound, better sound, you know, and now we offer food, so it's
right. So let's talk about that real quickly. So you've got music, you've got pinball, and
Pierogies.
All right, so pierogies, and that's
Pinball,
what we're going to be
pierogies,
talking about
yes.
today. Pinball, music, and pierogies, and you do more than one kind of pierogi. We're also going to see how you guys actually make it, because you make everything in-house, correct?
Everything's made in-house and
right.
handmade.
All right, perfect. So, pinball, we'll probably play around with these a little bit when we're, you know, not talking to you. So stick around. We're going to dive into the pierogies next. When it comes to pierogies, it's all about the filling. So the man with the filling gene, I don't know if that's a thing, I have no idea. But it rhymes with Phil, right?
There you go.
It's a reach, but whatever. All right, so that's what we're making here right now. So where do you start? You start with potatoes, correct?
Right, we got the potatoes peeled and boiled, and they've been boiling for a while. They're ready to be mashed.
And you want them really, really soft? You don't want them lumpy in any way?
No, you don't want them lumpy.
Okay.
If they're lumpy, they'll cause problems in the end, and you'll have to just take out the lumps.
No lumpy pierogies.
No lumpy.
No lumpy pierogies. All right, so what do we do first?
So we're going to drain the water right now. Drain all that. All right. We're going to throw some butter down. Just a half pound.
Have you ever just eaten half a pound of butter?
I have not.
Has anybody dared you?
Surprisingly, I've never done that. I've done some other pretty daring
in the kitchen,
things.
weird stuff happens, but you know.
While that butter's melting, we can throw in this Gouda cheese. Today we're making a Kale and Gouda. There you go.
All right, perfect. That is amazing.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
You like it?
Yeah, really nice smoky kind of flavor to it.
Yeah. So we're gonna take this cheese and put it in with the butter that's melting right now. Try to get it all warmed up, melting. And while that's happening, I'm gonna mince up this roasted garlic that we roast here. The first process is just to saute the butter with the garlic and the Gouda.
It's nice that everything is really, it looks really fresh, it looks really...
Yeah, we do
really
everything
flavorful.
in-house, and we use all fresh ingredients. And like the day we get it, we like start like making it all, you know? Just keep it. So that's probably good enough right there. So we're just gonna throw that in here, just like that.
So how long generally will this all take to kind of combine? What kind of consistency do you want? Do you want the cheese just to get a little bit stringy, melty? Or?
I want the cheese completely melted.
Okay.
Yeah. 100%. Once the potatoes are added, like it's not gonna melt anymore, right? And then you're just gonna have... So we're just gonna have to wait for that to melt a little bit.
Okay. I do this to everyone who's in the kitchen. Oh my god. That is one of the most amazing things I've ever tasted. I would just eat
glad
that.
to hear it.
All right, so let's add the potatoes. We're not done yet, so let's add the potatoes.
All right, so we're gonna grab some potatoes.
Wow.
I'm gonna add it straight up into the pot. And then
I can't get over how good that tastes. That just blew my mind.
And then we're just gonna start mashing it
Ah,
with
the
this
big
thing.
masher.
Yeah,
That is
the
not
big
your
masher.
standard kitchen
No.
masher.
No. Right.
Is that why you have those rippling muscles, Will?
This is all from pure pierogi making.
I sense a t-shirt for you. Yeah, that's right. I mash bro.
Yeah. Who needs the gym when you just mash pierogies and all day?
So for every kind of filling that you do, it's essentially the same type of process, correct? Like you're combining the potatoes with the actual filling and the flavor?
Yeah, more or less, besides the apple pierogies. But yes, yeah, generally it's just mashing certain ingredients together and yeah, and then just trying to get the right consistency and stuff. Okay. So that's pretty decent for the mash. And then I'm gonna add the kale. That's the last thing we add. Here's the roasted kale, and it's what we do is we just chirp out the kale. We roast it till it's crisp. We season it with like olive oil and salt and pepper. It's very simple. Just throw it all in there. Oops. Okay.
And back to the massive, oversized masher.
Oh yeah. Want to give it a shot?
Yeah, sure. I want to see how awkward this is.
All right.
Oh yeah,
There you go.
I have tiny, weak Swiss arms. This will not work. Oh my god. Here, I'll throw that back to you. Well, that is, you know what it is? It's awkward. It's just it's a weird...
It is a little awkward, yeah. But you get used to it when you're doing it every day.
Yeah, you do get used to awkward, eh?
Yeah. All right, so that's just about ready.
Okay.
All right. Okay, so we can just throw that down right here. And then we can just put it in one of these bowls for a while. Uh-oh. And then usually we just put it on a tray or a bowl, and then we'll just like let it cool down.
You don't want it to be hot whenever you're actually putting the filling in?
No, usually not. Usually we let it cool down because then it makes like a better like when you ball it. It's like a lot easier to like wrap in the.
Right. It doesn't give you third-degree burns.
Yeah, and it just like it just gets messy if it's really hot.
What about safety? And so for the filling for this, if people are looking for this on the menu, what is this called?
We call that Kale Mall. That's a Metallica reference.
Which is incredibly clever. I love that. Will this burn my mouth? Probably. I haven't done this in a while. Come here. Awkward hug.
Awesome.
That's amazing.
It's good?
Yeah. I would eat just that.
Thank you.
I want to dive my face into the bowl. But I won't. This is Severn. She's going to make the actual dough, but the dough is already made, but this is basically what consists of the entire pierogi, other than the filling, correct?
Wouldn't be a pierogi without it, I guess, eh?
Yeah, then it would just be filling, I suppose. All right, so this dough that you've made, you've already prepared this dough. How long do you leave the dough sit? Does it have to rise? What does this consist of exactly?
It's not a traditional Ukrainian pierogi dough recipe. It's kind of like we've tweaked it for our own needs. It's approximately 4 liters of flour. We've got about 10 eggs and 2 liters of sour cream. So it's not a water-based dough. And then it sits at room temperature for about half an hour before it's able to be used.
Okay.
Just to bring it together, make sure the gluten is sticking properly.
Is there no water because you need it to be a little bit thicker, a little stronger than the traditional dough?
It's just more rich this way. I mean, we do a vegan dough that consists of water and olive oil, but this one just tends to hold up a little better for most purposes.
I noticed that you're moving the entire table when you roll the dough. Is that because you're incredibly strong, or this is a poorly made table?
I'm going to go with I'm incredibly strong.
Okay, perfect.
Okay, so you want to roll it out to be about, like a 1/16 of an inch. Like, it shouldn't be so thin that it's like paper. But if it's too thick, then the pierogies won't cook properly.
Right.
So...
Do you bake at home at all? Do you make cookies or anything like that at home?
Yeah, I love baking cookies, and I actually used to work in a croissant bakery, which is why I enjoy the rolling of the dough so much. And but that was yeast dough. This is so much easier compared to yeast dough. So they're about like that.
They're elasticy.
They
are. Why
are.
are they? They seem to always shrink in size. Why is that? Is that because of?
It's the gluten.
Okay.
Yeah, it's pulling it back. And that's why I try to keep it like a little thicker, because it does shrink up, and you have to. They're very forgiving when you have to wrap the filling around with the dough.
Okay.
As long as you don't roll it too thin. So I'll show you what we're doing here.
Now this is your traditional filling, correct?
Yeah, traditional cheddar. All that's in this is the potatoes, some butter, some sharp cheddar cheese, salt and pepper. That's it, and it's our most popular pierogi. So you see how you can stretch it.
Yeah.
It's very helpful because. And you can form a good sealer in there. Would you like to try?
Yes. I would like to try, and then you will know why.
Here you go.
So you put it close to the end here?
Yeah, because then you can pull it over. Why don't I get one and show you what I'm doing?
I wasn't paying attention the first time. I was a very poor student in
so,
school.
I mean, we all do it a little bit differently.
Yeah.
If the end result is delicious, it doesn't really matter.
You just kind of fold it over?
Fold it over, and then you pinch, and you can pull.
Do you have to? Does it matter where you're pinching it from?
Well, you don't want the dough to squeeze out, or the filling to squeeze out the side of the dough, right? Because then when you're frying it just leaks everywhere. And
how's that?
that's actually really good.
Is it?
Yeah, that's really good. And then we
I
layer
found the
them.
one thing I'm good at.
You want a job?
Sure.
We can trade. I'd be down.
So is it easier to work with certain types of filling?
This is probably the easiest one. There's there's no chunks to get in the way of scooping it. Not that any of it is very difficult. We have a streamlined process, and as long as it's cooled down properly, it's easy to work with. So want to try to do another one?
Yes, I do. So from the actual filling, the dough, and putting it all together, and then getting it ready to go, what's the actual start to finish process? What's that process?
Wow. It's often we'll make all the fillings one day and all the doughs that day, and then the following day we'll just have like a pierogi making party. So it's kind of hard for me to say how long it takes. I mean, the dough itself, you probably waiting about half an hour, 45 minutes until you can actually use it.
But within 2 days, you're going to have the entire thing.
Within 2 days, you're probably going to have, I mean, with the team we have, like 2,000 pierogies
It is
easily.
a team environment here.
Yeah.
I have noticed.
It's literally a pierogi party, so.
Is there an Evite for that? I don't know if people use that anymore.
No, it's too exclusive.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I'll try and make one more.
Here you go.
Okay.
Let's do it together again.
All right. I didn't need to stretch this one as much as the other one.
Yeah, you don't always need to.
Oh, see, this one's not as
That's
good.
the thing about making them by hand. They're all going to be different and have their own little personality.
Oh, they're unique.
Yes.
They're all snowflakes.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, so there you go. So thank you very much, Severin. This is basically your pierogies, your traditional. If you are coming down here to House of Targ, please be daring. Try something new, something different. They're all delicious. The traditional, but go off the beaten path a little bit, right? Otherwise, you'll cry.
Yeah, I'm going to cry so hard.
Can you give us your cry face? What's your cry face? That was pretty good.
I can't do it. We have some onions in the back I could go get, I guess.
We're with Sam. Sam's going to make us some dessert pierogies, and what else are you going to make us?
I'm also going to make some mushroom pierogies.
Oh, okay. All right. So they're already in the pot here. This is the blanching process right here?
That's correct.
Okay. So once you've done the whole making of the pierogies and putting in the filling, now it goes straight to the pan. So in the pan here, does it have to be searing hot, or what's the deal usually?
Yeah, you want to bring the oil to about a smoking temp, so it's just hot enough, not too hot. You don't want to burn the outside of them.
All right. So which one's first here? Is this the dessert one?
These are the dessert apple.
Now when you make pierogies, I know that you've probably had them from the store before. How do the ones here compare to the ones you would get from your grocer's freezer?
At least 10 times better than that.
Just 10?
They're fresh.
Can we go higher, maybe
well,
1,000?
maybe 1,000, 1,001, 9,000. They're everythlying's fresh, local, and there's nothing like pre-made in there. We get all these apples ourselves, core and peel them, cook them ourselves.
Has this place ruined regular pierogies for you? Regular pierogies for you?
Oh, the mass-produced ones?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Can't touch them anymore?
Would not touch them.
All right. So we have a second one that's going to go on as well?
Yeah, we have the mushroom coming up next.
Okay. Is it good to have them crispy on the outside, or does it just kind of depend on your taste?
That's really up to you. We sear them here, get them a little crisp on the outside, and then we finish them off with some fresh butter.
So what's the weirdest one that you've ever had, where you guys were just kind of messing around with filling, experimenting? Let's put this in.
Well, we put chocolate brownies in one. That was interesting.
Can't imagine that would stay together too well.
Oh, you'd be surprised what you can get in there. As long as you've got a sturdy dough, you can hold everything in.
So the dessert one, that looks great. Nice brown.
Yeah, they're getting good now.
How well do these go with beer?
Oh, they go great.
No hesitation. Like that. Absolutely fantastic.
As to the atmosphere in here, it's just perfect.
Yeah. Now I do have to ask you about all the different pinball machines. Do you have a favorite?
Yeah.
Mark said his is Spider-Man right now. So what's yours?
For the old ones, Dracula is my favorite, I'd say.
Okay.
And as far as the new ones go, I'd probably also have to say Spider-Man. It's addictive.
All right. How many coins have you put in there so far? Or do you have the key?
Oof. Well, I don't know if I should talk about that, but I have spent my fair share of dollars on those machines. Let's just say that.
All right, so it's
my
about
hours
2 to
in.
3 minutes for these, making sure they're nice and brown.
Yeah, pretty much ready to finish these off.
So you're just putting a little bit of butter as they're in the pan.
That's right. It's not something that's totally necessary. We just do it for a little added flavor at the end. If you're really health conscious, you might not want to, but
then again, you are eating a pierogi.
that's true.
So So what's this right here? This is
a whipped sour cream.
Okay.
It's infused with a bit of lime.
oh nice. Gives that kind of fresh taste to it.
It's very sweet. Probably sweeter than you'd expect.
That looks lethal. It almost has that that smell like and please don't be insulted, but a beaver tail. It's almost got that kind of smell to it.
Yeah,
that kind of look
that's
to
the
it.
cinnamon and the sugar.
So would you put any kind of lemon or anything on top of that at all, or not really?
You could. We usually don't. Just the sauce.
A little bit of caramel. Wow. That looks amazing. Do you ever drink this, by the way?
Not yet.
Be honest.
Maybe once or twice. A little bit.
All right, so there you go. So this is called, if people are looking for this on the menu, this is?
That's called the Big Sweetie.
The Big Sweetie. So there you go. Beautiful. A nice dessert pierogi. I didn't know pierogies could be dessert, but I guess they can. All right, that's it for this week's episode of Ottawa Eats. Thanks so much for joining us, and thank you for having
My
us.
pleasure.
And for these beautiful pierogies, come on down and check out the pinball, the amazing music and entertainment, and of course, the beautiful pierogies. Which one do you think is the most important here?
It's all important. You can't have one without the other. The music complements the food complements the atmosphere, and the atmosphere is what makes House of Targ.
All right, so House of Targ, real quick, the Twitter handle.
House of Targ.
All right, nice and easy to find. Is there a website too for you guys?
It's just www.houseoftarg.com.
Wow, you guys make it so simple. So I'm going to try the dessert one, and we've got our in-house hot sauce they have as well. I'm going to try that too, but let's try this one here. Are you going to try one?
Yeah, I'm going for mushroom. Mushroom's my favorite.
Okay. Wow. That is amazing.
That is if a beaver tail and an apple pie had a love child.
Very accurate description. Sour cream is really nice with it. Nice and fresh. Thank you for watching Ottawa Eats. And I'm going to keep eating. I'm going to try this one now. I'm just going to go hand bomb it. Oop. Here we go. It's a lot of hot sauce. Been too much hot sauce.